Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video here, and I have a really awesome thing that we're going to be testing right now. Now this idea came from Ross Clark, he kind of started this idea and taught me that if you add a MOMI, also known as the Momies, to any mech, it's going to give them an armor improvement. Now that's where it's kind of nuts. So a lot of people don't realize this, but this is how you make the Mega Mechs. You put it inside of their actual slot, the slot like their armor slot. And as soon as you do that, you add armor to your mech. No, that is not a joke. You are legitimately adding an armor saddle buff to your mech. So how does that actually work? Now, it's pretty easy. I have spawned in 3 different mechs to show you how you can basically charge any turret tower if you're on an unofficial server where you can get higher level Momies. They're pretty crazy. Now, obviously, here's a low-level mech. This is a 90. It's got base stats, 19,000, nothing special on it. And then you come over here to this, like, obviously impossible to get mech, but which is just, out of control. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the difference. I'm going to go ahead and leave GCM mode so you can see that this is something that is kind of awesome. So regular without any module in there. I'm going to go ahead and show you what kind of damage these mechs take. Now, and I'm also going to talk about situations where this would be useful, all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and soak this turret. So 118 per shot, right? That's an auto on an auto turret. 118 per shot. It doesn't matter what mech I use. It's all going to be 118 from that. Now this 462, obviously quite a bit more. And then we're going to go ahead and move around to the back side over here so we can hit this tech turret as well, just to show you the damage that we take from a tech turret as well. Now, right here, 750, there you go. So you take a lot of damage from tech turrets. That's just always how mechs have been. That's just what they do. Now, that is without any armor, no boosts, no anything. And just so I can show you that all 3 mechs are the same, like you don't get damage reductions or anything like that for having a higher level mech. We're going to go ahead and run over to this guy right here. And we'll just show you that. So, basically, walk up on this guy. There's that 462 like I said it would be. No matter what level mech you have, you're always going to take the same damage. But when it comes to actually raiding and soaking with these guys, let's go ahead and show you what a Momie does. Now, this is a primitive Momie. There's 25 armor to it, okay? 25 armor on this Momie. You get the little annoying message on the bottom that says Mega Mech Transfer Equipped. Find 3 nearby mechs. You need 4 in order to make the Mega Mech. And that's kind of just how it works. So we're going to go ahead and walk up on this turret. Yeah. There's 231. So I'm literally cutting the damage that I take in half. Now, we'll go ahead and test it again. 59. You can see, cut in half. 375. So, a primitive saddle, a primitive MOMI, if you put it inside of your mech slot, is going to give you a damage reduction of half. So for those of you that aren't charging turrets with this, let's say you've got a really good 40,000, 50,000 health mech. If you have a 45 or a 25 base saddle, or I'm not calling it a saddle, but if you have a 25 base Momie in its actual armor slot, you are literally going to be able to take half damage. So you can probably get up to turrets and destroy them. Now, what happens when we go out of control? Not with a 150. Let's go to our lowest mech here. Just the lowest level one to show you how overpowered this can be. This is like a spawned in, almost crap, impossible to use. Now, mind you, this is an over-the-top MOMI, but 318 armor. What happens? Now, this is where it gets a little bit nuts. We're going to go ahead and walk up on this guy. 8. He takes 8 damage a shot from an auto. From a heavy, 33. And then once you get over to the tech, 29.54. So, if you can get some out-of-control MOMIs, you're literally going to take almost no damage at all from any turrets. Now, some of you are still sitting here like, okay, great, Teach. What's the real value of this? Obviously, Prim is what most people are going to be able to get on official because they do not spawn in higher, I believe. But if you were to able to play on a, let's just call it an unofficial server that has increased rates and stuff like that, and you got a hold of a 302 armor, okay? We're just going to go ahead and charge these turrets. And I just want to show you this because he's going to take the same amount of damage the other one does. And I can just sit here and in 2 swings, boom, that turret's gone. Now obviously this one has some really high melee on it. 2 swings, and if you got like 4 or 5 people, it's over. Don't even bother, because it's crazy. 1 swing to tech turrets. Now this is where it gets really out of control. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you with the mid-range guy because, well, he's not really easy to acquire, but nothing is perfect. So we're going to go ahead and let's just spawn in a reasonable leveled mech. Let's go ahead and bring in a, where's the mechs here? Let's spawn in, let's say a 1. I know that people have gotten 150s and higher, so let's spawn in a 150. It ends up being 225. Lovely. Not what I wanted. And it's also just, you know, hanging there. That's lovely. That's not what I wanted either. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and spawn in a 150. And this is what you get out of it, okay? This is the red mech. Obviously, you can see him. His stats, 36,000, 527. Nothing stellar. I have had much better than stats than both of these. I mean, 527 is pretty good melee. I'm not going to lie about that. That's really good melee. But it is accomplishable on pretty much any server. That's just, you'd have to actually build it. So we're going to go ahead and put the module. Then this is best case scenario, okay? Best case scenario, we have a module 302 if you're on an unofficial server, and you just charge a turret wall. This is a normal mech that you would be able to accomplish. And we just shred all of these things. Now obviously I'm doing a lot less damage, but the turrets are now gone. And the total damage that I took from 10 autos, 2,000 before I killed all 10 turrets. Okay? 2,000 damage before I killed all 10 turrets. That's insane. So we're going to go into this next step. Now, we're going to go ahead and see if we can get these techs. Now, this is going to be a little more interesting. I don't think I'm going to survive this, unfortunately. We're going to try, though. Oh, I got some of them. Did I get them all? Okay. And got them. So there is 10 tech turrets that didn't stop firing. Obviously, I've got a really good armor on here. And I took a total of 18,000 damage after, so that was what, 16, 14,000 damage from 10 tech turrets. I just charged them and killed them. That's it. That's all I did. Now here's heavies. This is where it might get a little interesting. Kind of curious to see about this. I don't think this is going to go well, but we're going to try it here. Come on, buddy. You can do this. I have faith in you. Survive. 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 I don't think he's going to survive this. I'm not going to lie to you about that. Nope. There he goes. So, anyways, you get the point. He is literally able... Oh boy, that was a lot of boom boom. Let's go ahead and spawn on the south. But with a mech, if you have an MOMI on there, the higher level you can get of that saddle, we're going to call it the MOMI saddle, the better armor protection you get for your mech. Now, some people are like, great. It doesn't really matter because people are already rushing with these things. They'll get like 10, 15 mechs and they'll just get them as close to a base as possible and just get as much damage as possible. Imagine being able to get twice as far. Now, if you can get twice as far with your mech, you are literally going to be able to shred people's bases. And it's not even going to be close. Now, there are lots of useful things for this. Let's say you're pushing, someone's pushing you with like 1 or 2 push turrets. Pop out your mech, put on your MOMI, and you can get yourself a ton of quick, easy damage. Now, obviously, this guy is like out of control, but if you pop out your mech, and we're just going to put the prim one on again. So here's the prim. This is what you'd get on official. 25 armor. We're going to go ahead and push these turrets again, and you'll see what I mean. So if you have 10, 15 mechs, all with momies on them, you're literally taking half damage. So there's 15,000, obviously, so I'm just shredding these things. There we go. So obviously, that's an unachievable damage amount that I just did there. But nonetheless, the point is very simple. You have the ability to cut the damage that your mech is taking in half. Now, lots of issues that could arise from this, obviously. Some people already know about this, so that's something that's kind of, interesting. But if you're going to be pushing a death wall, lots of different things you could do. You could probably easily just shred some things with some turrets. I mean, with your gun itself, you could just charge in with your sword and swing away. Lots of different ways you can actually attack with the mechs. But the best thing that you can do is just put this Momi on And once you get close enough with the Momi, all you have to do is just swing away. Now, these are basically like it's a new style of death running, if you want to call it that. But it's something that is, I think it's going to be really, really, really OP. I think that there's a lot of uses for this. In the higher level Momis you have, obviously, the better off you are. But that's something that needs to be considered. Lots of different things. I think that some people in official are already using this strategy. But that's just my thought process on that. So if you literally just make this guy a beefy boy, you can charge and do a mech sprint at somebody to basically shred their entire base. Yeah, that's kind of unfair. So anyways, hope this video helps you out and kind of teaches you about what the Momi is able to do for your mech. If you're able to actually use it, it's kind of amazing. And it just gives you some crazy powers. So hopefully it helps. Teach. Ow.